صباح النور شاهندة، صباح الخير وأهلا بكم مشاهدينا الكرام إلى حوار جديد مع شخصية ريادية جديدة. في عام 2007 بدأ ضيفنا ببيع القوارب في وقت لم يكن بيعها عبر الإنترنت متعارف عليه أبدا، ولكن الملفت جدا أن نجاح هذه المحاولة كان فوريا وعطل مفهوم بيع القوارب التقليدية. فقد أدخلت سمارت أون قوارب الإمارات العربية المتحدة إلى جميع القارات الخمس. أما في عام 2017 تجاوزت سمارت أون الإنترنت وقدمت خدمات نقل مائي في جزر المالديف والسيشيل من خلال أسطولها المتنامي المكون من 50 قاربا ويختا، كلها من صنع أحواض بناء السفن الإماراتية. للإبحار أكثر في هذه القصة الريادية يسعدني أن أحاور اليوم السيد توفيق هوبيكا المؤسس والرئيس التنفيذي لشركة سمارت أون. Good morning, Toufic. Glad to have you here.
Thank you for hosting me.
Toufic, it's so interesting, and I think many people join my keenness and curiosity to know about UAE manufactured boats, which I think it's not that well known. And I think we're having the opportunity of having you today to tell the world about that. My first question to you is why you entered the boat business, and tell us more about the UAE boat manufacturing business as well.
Indeed, I mean it can come as a surprise to the audience. It came as a surprise to me myself when I first heard about it, and that's what got me into the business. The UAE is in the top 10 ranked worldwide in the manufacturing export of yachts and super yachts.
Wow.
And if you ask me, that's pretty advanced. You wouldn't expect that. And that's the reason why I said, okay, I want to start Smart Own. I want to tap into an industry that would give such a competitive advantage. So starting a business that export boats from the UAE makes sense. We are in the right country to sell boats.
Of course, that's amazing. And to also setting up any business in the world is very hard. It's tough. And you need the networking, you need the encouragement, you need the capability, you need the country, the right country which fits your idea. How did Dubai supported your business, which is a unique business?
It supported tremendously. I would say it was crucial. If Smart Own was established anywhere else, I don't think it would have succeeded. Mm-hmm. One main factor, I would say, is the geolocation of the UAE, Dubai in particular, Jebel Ali. Jebel Ali port is very important for the exports of boats, because boats are not exported in containers.
Yes.
They are it's a complex logistical procedure. And Jebel Ali port is one of the most sophisticated in the world, one of the largest, and is so well connected to the whole world. So we can sell boats all around the world thanks to it. A very important factor was crucial for our success, and I would like to give a concrete example, very recent, that happened during COVID, is the Emiratis investors' attitude to risk, and how they would support businesses even in the hardest of time. And this happened, say, in March 2020. Hala, you remember, that was the middle of the lockdown, right?
Of course.
So I was sitting there at home doing business interviews on Zoom. We couldn't go anywhere at the time. And I'm asking investors to put $6 million in my company to build boats at a time when the industry was closed, the company was closed, we were doing no revenues, and we were close to bankruptcy, as in everything in Australia. So imagine which investor would actually put a penny in a business like this. And yet, I wouldn't claim it was easy. It was quite a agonizing exercise we went through. It probably the most difficult exercise.
Sorry, what was the number you were asking?
$6 million.
$6 million.
Yes, so we went into $6 million, but eventually we raised the whole $6 million, the vast majority of it through Emirati investors.
Wow.
Because the Emirati investors love to take risk.
Of course.
I wouldn't want to forget that the very first amount was raised through Lebanese family investors, which I thank, so I don't want to forget that. But the vast majority was through the Emirati investors. And this is because Emiratis have this risk-taking embedded in there from childhood. I mean, Dubai was built on risk.
Yes.
He said, let's build it first, and then they will come. And who does that? You need to have courage for that.
Absolutely.
So yes, this risk-taking is probably what helped us survive the pandemic, and what has probably helped many companies here find funding and prosper. So, and that's all thanks to Dubai.
Amazing, amazing to see. Smart Own, with all the success, which congratulations to that, Smart Own achieved, you were able to showcase the boat manufacturing business to the 5 continents, to the world. Like, tell us more about that. I'm actually keen to know about like how this happened, and was this the main trigger for you to replicate this business in Seychelles and Maldives and many more?
Yes, I mean, so we started the business, as you said, as an online business in 2007, when nobody believed that anybody's going to buy boats over the internet. But it did work. It quickly showed that it does work. And the internet opens the door to a vast clientele worldwide. Nothing you can achieve with a traditional dealership. We ended up, Hala, selling boats in countries I haven't heard of before saying. Have you heard of Kingdom of Tonga?
No.
We sold boats in Kingdom of Tonga, Fiji, Solomon Island, Cancun in Mexico, down in Peru. So, and this gives me a pride and satisfaction, because I'm returning a bit the thank you, and I'm being grateful to Dubai and for what they did to us. And this is a bit of us returning the favor, because in boating it's a bit similar to in cars.
Yes.
The cars get associated by the country where they come from. The same with boating. You hear people saying, I love German cars, or I love Italian cars. Now you have people in Cancun saying, oh, we love Dubai, UAE-made boats.
Yeah. Actually, this actually made me remember, I read in one of the, I think, articles, or maybe on your LinkedIn, is UAE manufacturing boats compared to Korea manufacturing cars?
Yes, yes, you can put the comparison somehow like that, because both are in the top 10 in their own industry. Of course, the car manufacturing is much, much larger than boats manufacturing. But yes, in terms of competitive comparison, they are.
So if you tell me actually more about Seychelles and Maldives, what you're doing there.
So after 10 years, 12 years of selling boats and finding out that we are pretty good at it, we thought, why should we stop here and we don't become the clients we sell to and become ourselves an operator? And no better place to start than the Maldives. The Maldives is probably the only country in the world where you have more boats than cars.
Yes.
So we thought, okay, let's enter there. And in a record short period of time, we managed to climb the ladder and become a very respectful company. So we replicated the same thing in Seychelles later on. And in all the countries where we enter, we become really a true ambassador to the UAE. We show the world how we do business in a professional matter.
That's
and
amazing.
they do sometimes call us not smart owner, they call us the Dubai operator.
Yes.
And we love that.
Amazing, amazing. Of course, it's pride.
Indeed.
It's a pride to feel like many entrepreneurs or people with amazing ideas are watching us, and they want to learn from experts like you. So people interested in the boat business, they want to enter this field. What are the top challenges they might face, top 3 challenges, let's say, and how to overcome it?
Yeah, I mean, some of the challenges are specific to SMEs. Fundraising, I mentioned that, I explained the difficulties we faced and how we tackled it, but it will always be a challenge to raise funds in this kind of business. And it's a very asset-intensive business. Both cost a lot of money. So yes, that's going to be always a challenge. A second challenge is when we enter new markets, you disrupt the market a bit. And the locals may feel that you are here to take part of their businesses, which we're not. So in the Maldives, how did we tackle that? We just explained and we showed proof by doing that we were there to complement what they do, to offer a service that it doesn't exist. And then eventually they found out that everybody benefited from what we were doing. So that worked pretty well. A third challenge is the black swan events, like what happened with COVID. We are in the hospitality and tourism sector, and we are much more sensitive than probably a lot of other businesses to these kind of black swan. But the fact that we are smiling, sitting me and you here, and we're still talking about smart homes, we survived the COVID, and I think we are better equipped for the next event.
Amazing, amazing. And my final question for you, Toufic, since we are here in Expo, and your business is local and international, how do you see the impact of, maybe long-term impact, I'm sure, of Expo on entrepreneurs in your business and in general?
I mean, Expo, Dubai is well known, but Expo has helped even more people wanting to visit the UAE. We have witnessed in our business much more clientele, potential customers, coming physically to see us during the Expo times. In the past, they wouldn't justify a travel to come and check the boats, so they would make a decision based online. Now they can say, okay, we're going to combine coming here, checking Expo, and coming and checking your factories, and that has increased the conversion rate of sales. So we're very grateful to Dubai, and I hope that after Expo's done, this momentum does not stop.
Yeah, amazing. Toufik Hobeika, founder and CEO of Smart Own. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Hala.
Thank you. وهلا بننتقل لكم شاهندة ومهران بمركز الأخبار لاستكمال فقرات إكسبو هذا الصباح.